Hey everybody, what's up? Yo, Dr. Frank Katzwick, Papa, Chroniclop, Inzarup, Pyrax, Kakoi, Spook. How's it going? Second History, Muffin Top, Nokia the Robot, Carta Dances. How's it going? Hello, hello, hello. New cards, guys. What in the world? New cards. So many new cards. Prime Marvel with a 9 months. Thank you, Prime Marvel.
Core set reveal, let's go.
Amazing. Core set indeed. Why am I looking at chat over there? What's going on? My brain's in the weird spot. Mighty Biz, Kakoi. I think I said that one already. Inzerop, Aurelian, Athstein, 80 hardcore, Nobot, the Carpton, a Cryo. Big audio delay. Oh, maybe maybe hold up. Let me hit this real quick. Might fix it. Stuff been weird lately. Hey, Jorge.
Welcome. Boys,
Hey, Covenant Kevlar.
Let's go. I am waiting for some of that sweet Regis review.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, for the record, I already put a review on YouTube, and I have another one recorded. Just waiting. I'll post it after this, letting the first one breathe a little bit, and then we got even more after that too. But yeah, we'll talk about cards. I don't plan to play it at all right now. I just want to talk about cards. This just a couple hours of card chat. Then I got to go back and work on more more editing, more card reviews, etc. So, yeah. Yeah. What's up, Winged Burrito, man? How's it going? Any tips on how to stop my dog from snoring? I don't know. They have long noses. Stuff. Hey, Waldo. Are we all playing Nosdorma on day one? I don't know about on day one, but hey, Lo-Fi, what's up, man?
Welcome.
We'll play Nos though.
Boys, make some room by the
Is there a listing of cards that are being removed? I don't know yet. I'm trying to find the same thing myself. I want to make a video of like the 10 most impactful removed cards. I mean, you could definitely like figure it out if you compare, but it's annoying. I just want to see a list myself. Fletcher with a Prime sub. Spunyard, Impy, Acrio, Nobot, and Tough One. Tough One. I think you're going to have a card in an upcoming custom card review. I remember putting your name in there earlier today. I don't know which card it was, but are we safe to dust cards that are in the basic set? It just depends on what you want to do. If you never want to use them in like duels or wild, I mean, theoretically you won't need them, but I don't know. It's up to you. Might actually play again with core set changes. It seems awesome, dude. So much cool stuff. Holy Light heals 8 for 2 mana. Like what? Arch Protector's a 3/2. It's crazy. Hey, Happy Pufferfish. As a wild player, can I dust cards in the new set? No, because once they change into the next core set, you won't have them anymore. They'll be different. Mirror Entity might become vaporized, and then you won't have a Mirror Entity if you disenchant your Mirror Entity. Donzel, dude, thanks for the 30 months, man. That's really nice. Apprentice, Frostbolt, Doomsayer, Nova, Blizzard, Pyroblast, and Antonitis. Wow, yeah, you're right. What the heck? I lost a lot of stuff. Equality's 3 mana, yep. Flame Strike's hitting for 5. It also is now an epic card, which just looks so weird. I don't know if rarities matter, really, I guess, in the core set. Other than legendaries, do rarities matter at all? Don't we get the full core set for free? You do, but it's going to change every year. So if you're a wild player and you disenchant your old cards, once those are no longer in the core set, you're not going to have them anymore because they're going to be replaced by the next core set card. So, you know, it's King Crush right now, but it might be Katharina Winterwisp or whatever her name is next core set. So if you disenchant your King Crush, when it switches to Katharina, you're not going to have a King Crush anymore. So you got to keep your King Crush
Welcome.
if you care about Wild or Duels or whatever other game mode.
Haven't subbed here
That
in
might come
so
in the
long,
future, I mean,
LMAO. Nice to
sounds
be
like
back.
Mercenaries
Let us
isn't gonna have
play,
cards.
guys.
As such, or collection as such. Oh no, Sam. Yeah, man, take your time. No worries, dude. No hurry, no hurry. Nokia, 9 months. Thank you. And a hype train is active. Wow, everybody. Wow, we should go through these in order of some sort. I also want to make sure I'm not missing any buffs and stuff. This is it's hard to notice like small buffs sometimes. If you don't play Wild and you never plan to play Wild or Duels or any future game mode that might use Wild cards, then you can disenchant your cards. I don't personally recommend it because there could be some cool future game mode that comes along that's like the best thing in the universe, and then you're going to lose your Wild cards. I guess Tavern Brawl too, Wild cards matter. So yeah, Warglaves got changed, I saw. Is that the only Demon Hunter card that got changed? It looks like it, yeah. I mean, we got new ones, of course, which we can talk about.
Make some room
What do you
by
guys
the
think about this
hearth,
card, by the way?
Hype for the course.
I don't think it's good enough, right? Doesn't Demon Hunter just do better stuff than this? I don't know if it's good enough. It's like Outcast is like kind of conditional. It's like +3 attack's cool, but it's not like over the world, you know? It's not amazing. I think it's just fine, which is not maybe enough in Demon Hunter. I don't know.
Welcome.
Hey, Jay Cordy, thanks for the gifted sub and tech support for the 7 months. Amazing. Yeah, I'm hyped as well, man, of course. And grats to Sand Tiger.
It's better
It's
than for a
another
hero.
Stilt Stepper in aggro. I think it's worse than Stilt Stepper, though, right? That's kind of my point. I feel like Stilt Stepper is way better, isn't it? I mean, this also has a condition. You don't get to draw a card. You can play both. Yeah, I guess, but eventually you got to cut cards, right? That was sort of my... I've already reviewed this. My argument was like, well, I don't feel like you're going to have cards doing better things in Demon Hunter. Like, I said it's totally fine, it's solid, but I don't know if that's good enough in Demon Hunter. That was my argument. Hey, Mayak with 5 gifted subs. Holy moly.
By the hearth, won't ya?
Um,
Welcome. Boys, make some
Mayak,
room by
thank
the
you. Grats,
hearth, won't ya?
Timbers Fawn,
Welcome.
Spook, Music Food Guy, AK, and Saman.
Welcome.
Saman.
Boys, make some room by the hearth, won't
I
ya?
gotta think about what other cards Demon Hunter has access to still, but... like, to compete in that mana
Well,
slot, you know?
gift subs a pretty pog champion if
Whatever
I do
ones they're gonna
say
get.
so myself.
Do-do-do-do. Dr. Frank, dude, thanks 100 bits, man. Did you get a gift sub? No, you didn't, man. You didn't get one. Nobody loves you. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think it's gonna make the cut, but it might. What do you guys think about this card? Why is Spectral Sight when it's Ashes of Outland it doesn't rotate? I think the only logical explanation is that they don't want people to have to craft it or whatever. I don't know. It's weird. There's a
Just
few Ashes of
stopping
Outland
in to
cards that
say
are
hello.
core cards. It's
Now
strange.
back to work.
I don't totally understand. Mayak, wow, bits as well. Thank you so much. Pumping up the hype train. Really appreciate it. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. This card's really intriguing to me. It's kind of nuts, honestly. Like, huge face damage potential. Like, hit for 8 and take a trade. So you, like, deal damage without dying, which is great. Like, if you're at 8 mana, or maybe 9 mana thanks to hero power, this card is, like, one of the best cards you can play in Demon Hunter. The question is, are you getting to 8 mana? If you already won the game, or alternatively, do you want to play to 8 mana? Maybe. It's also a demon, so there's, like, big Demon Hunter stuff, which is really cool. Oh my god, Prime Marvel with 5 gifted subs. Holy moly, this hype train's alive. Catsrook, do your best. CM Skunk, Pyromancer, and Sti. Congratulations, and thank you, Prime Marvel, dropping a sub. Gifted subs, that's crazy.
Welcome. Boys,
I mean, 8 face damage is nothing to scoff at in my mind.
welcome.
So is this the card that makes Big Demon Hunter viable? That's my big question here. Like, is this enough? Is this the like kind of finisher Big Demon Hunter needs, or the consistency in Big Demons that Big Demon Hunter needs? I don't know. Maybe. I sort of think it could be. Enjoyed your Arcaneum video. Gonna purchase tonight. Oh, dude, I'm so glad. That's been far and away the best sponsored video I've ever done, and I couldn't ask for a better game for it to happen to. I've been following Arcaneum forever. I love the dudes. They're just the best. I have a Discord chat going back like 2 years with Remy, one of the lead guys on Arcaneum. I mean, there's not that many guys working on the game in the first place. And I was the first person to ever join their community Discord. But we have like probably 1,000 messages in Discord going back and forth. Me and the Arcaneum dude. Look at this stuff. I don't know. I probably shouldn't show some of this. Who knows? But it's probably fine. Just going back like years and years, right? This is already back to April 2019. Chatting about the game. So anyway, I was super glad that was so well received. I haven't heard back from them officially on like numbers and stuff, but it seems like they got a pretty big spike of new players and stuff. So dream sponsorship video. Kind of perfect. And it couldn't happen to a better team. Like, they're super small team. Need all the support they can get. It's the right kind of game dev. It's just perfect. I'm so happy if it goes well. I think they got good numbers, but let's hope. I cut my sponsorship costs in half for them, so I wanted to make sure it made sense for them financially because I like the game so much. Yeah. Oh man, they got another huge peak today. I wonder who that was from. That's sick, dude. I don't think that was just for me. Somebody played it on Twitch, but that was only 18 viewers. Man. Look, I just to cover this real quick. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Arcaneum, it's a game I did a sponsored video for yesterday. I've had a really long working relationship with the guys who made this game. This is really, really cool. And look at this is when I put my video out, right? This was their player base before. This was after the video. And of course, naturally, you know, huge spike when it comes out. It's trend, but I don't know what happened here. Maybe people woke up and bought the game today? Maybe Europe showed up? Sick, though. That's great. I'm so excited, man. Oh, my God. They're going to be pumped. Oh, I'm so happy for them. Yeah, Warglaves got changed. Yeah, Warglaves is now 5 mana again, but only 3 durability, not 4. Not 4. Which, I don't know. I think it actually might be good again. It was so busted at 5 mana. The durability definitely hurts, but it was so busted at 5 mana, if you guys remember. It was so crazy. All right, moving over here. Innervate's the same. Pounce is the same. Raven's the same. Mark of the Wild got a slight buff. It's actually +3 health now. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? That's quite a significant stat boost there for 2 mana. Kind of Ogre must stay in the core set. I'm with you guys. Yeah, I think it's an incredible oversight. That's the same. Feral Rage looks the same. Landscaping looks the same. Wild Growth same. What do you guys think about this card? I just don't. I reviewed this card already. I gave it 2 stars for the record. I don't even know. I don't know though. I don't know what to make of it. I just don't think it's that interesting. I need somebody to tell me why you love this card if you do. I'm just not seeing it yet. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're with me. It's basically a 1 mana 3/5, which, you know, when you say that, it sounds like, oh my God, a 1 mana 3/5, that's nuts. But at the same time, it's a 1 mana 3/5 in the mid game, which is less exciting. You know, it's like Druid's doing like crazy thing. Adorin, dude, thanks for the Prime sub. I guess that hype train finished, by the way, so thank you everybody for the hype train. My comparison was like, you know, Anubis App Defender and those sorts of cards seemingly make a bigger impact when played. I don't know if this makes the same impact, but I don't know if it's played in the same kind of deck either, right? You guys are saying, Just run it in a token deck, like basically pop it in with a landscaping or something and hope for the best. Ugh, maybe. Yeah, I talked about it as a ramp helper more in my review. I didn't talk about it as a token card as much. I said, like, you know, it's just like a mid-game, you know, just speed bump or whatever kind of plays, helps you keep up. But it didn't sound very exciting in that regard to me. I think it does maybe sound a little more exciting as like a token board builder to like kind of get a taller minion with your wider tokens. That's slightly more intriguing to me, but I'm still not in love with it for some reason. I still don't know if I'm convinced I'm over the moon about it. I just don't think it's enough. I don't know. We'll see. I think, well, we knew this got buffed already. This is now 5 mana, and that's not buffed. This got buffed. It's 8 mana instead of 9, which is a pretty big deal, actually. I think Cenarius at 8 might be a decent card. This is a pretty good follow-up. Did the claw got buffed? Oh, it did. It's a 5/4 now. Okay. Oh, it's rush, though. It's not charge. Oh, I don't know if that's a buff or not. I don't think that's a buff. I think charge is what made this card really interesting. I mean, technically a stat buff, but overall I would say a nerf. I don't think this gets played at this rate, right? 5 mana, 5 for rush is not that exciting. I think Cenarius has a chance, though, as like a good follow-up card. Why did they change all the other charge cards to rush and then give Demon Hunter a new charge? I don't know. Maybe they want to isolate charge to a very limited set of classes or something. Or have it be more controlled. Yeah, I think he's always been a 5/8. It's just the 8 mana aspect that changed. He used to be 9 mana, right? Right? I think I'm not like 1,000% sure, but I'm pretty sure. Somebody in chat confirm. Correct. Okay, good. I'm not crazy. So lock and load is now 1 mana instead of 2 mana, which I think does kind of help. I still don't know if it's good. I don't know if Hunter cares enough about value generation like this. But yeah, Ractoner, yeah, a lot of burst damage is gone. Yeah. Tracking. Oh my god, we gotta talk about this. Is this a buff or a nerf, guys? I think I could argue both sides of this for an hour. Did tracking get buffed or nerfed? Some people are gonna think it's so obviously buffed. Other people are gonna think it's so obviously nerfed. And neither of them are gonna understand the other side. And they both have great points. So let's break it down, right? In the past, tracking, you would basically discover a card, and whichever one you picked, the other 2 cards would get discarded. They'd be removed from your deck, which always freaked people out because they'd be like, oh my god, I'm losing my cards. I don't want to lose my cards. I love my cards. But it almost never mattered, particularly in Hunter, because you never drew those cards anyway, right? You never bottomed out your deck. You never went to fatigue, so you never would have gotten those cards anyway, potentially. They're just random. So on average, they're nothing. They don't exist because they're not in hand. So tracking, discarding stuff really didn't make much of an impact. The cool part of it was discovering a card. So now you look at this and you go, well, doesn't that make this objectively better? Because you still get to discover the same card, but you get to keep your other cards. And therefore you have other cards. But the counter argument there is, well, typically you're picking the best card, which means the other cards aren't as good, and you're happy to discard slightly lower quality cards to thin out your deck and therefore increase the likelihood of finding higher quality cards. Now, of course, that's not 100%, because sometimes you might get 2 kill commands in your tracking and want both, so you take one and you lose the other. Other times you might get a kill command and throw away a couple 1-drops that you don't care about and get closer to your second kill command. So sometimes the deck thinning of tracking had a real upside, not necessarily a downside. So I think personally this is a slight nerf, but just barely. I think it's still I think it's still a good card. I think spending 1 mana to find something specific is a really powerful tool. It's a great way to find what you need without much of a tax or overhead at only 1 mana. So
Welcome. Boys,
I think it's
make some
technically
room by the
a very slight nerf, but still a good card. But I certainly understand arguments both ways. I'm not gonna go to town on anybody saying you're an idiot. What do you mean? So, Demetrius, dude, thanks for the Prime sub. Yeah, if you care about value in Hunter, certainly this is way better, but that's just pretty rare. Typically, we don't care about value in Hunter. Notably, with cards like Dire Frenzy, that's now back in core, the old tracking would have gotten rid of garbage from your deck, and then you could like shuffle in things you really wanted afterwards, right? So play tracking, get rid of cards, thin out your deck a ton, then shuffle in big buffed beasts, and that would be great. You can't do that now with the new tracking. You're not going to be able to dump extra cards out of your deck to increase the consistency of finding newly shuffled cards. So that might be why they did it. Maybe that was too OP. So, you know, better in some ways, worse in others. I think overall technically worse in my mind. Any of these changed? No, these all look the same. Okay, Selective Breeder, by the way. What do you guys think about this? Yeah, I would love Value Hunter, 100%. I would love to spin Hunter in a
Welcome.
less aggressive
Boys,
way. It's like
make
always the
some room
same.
by the hearth, won't ya?
Andrea, 35 months is a crazy sub. Oh, and Demetrius, thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate the kind words, dude. Thank you for the sub. Much love right back at you. Yeah, here's the thing about this card. I haven't put out the review yet, but I already reviewed it. I think it's a shenanigan card, and that's not necessarily meaning like bad, but like it's good when you're trying to find specific things or set up combos or trying to find exactly a thing. I don't think it's like an everyday card, if that makes
Make
sense.
some room by the
It's not going to go in every Hunter deck just because you can get a beast out of your deck. You know, it's not a tracking replacement or anything, but it is occasionally a card you could run when you're trying to find a King Crush into a Beastmaster Lerox, or, you know, into some like crazy beast synergy thing that you're trying to set up, right? Some combo or some value card or just some really high quality beast. It could be that. It could be that. So, not an everyday card, but some utility, I'd say. I don't think any of these got buffed. They all look the same. A couple buffs here. Snap Freeze got buffed. It used to be 2 mana. It's kind of like a bad Ray of Frost, I'd say now. I mean, not always. It's pretty cheap removal, but there's not a lot of freeze. Kona Cold went to 3 mana, but that's like it in the core set. Of course, there's more outside of that, but I still don't think I love Snap Freeze even at 1. I don't think I love it at 1. Arcanologist back, but not buffed. Not buffed. Not buffed. Why does this look different to me? It's just the icon. Oh, it's because it's got a rarity. It doesn't normally have rarity. I was like, why does this look different? It looks strange. Yeah, it's the rarity. Oh, man. It's weird what your brain will do. You've seen that card 1,000 times. Kona Cold at 3. I think that's decent. It's basically being Frost Nova now, right? But the difference is, of course, it's not a full board. Frost Nova is 1,000 times better, even though this does damage. Frost Nova's upside of like freezing the board, hitting more minions, are much, much higher. I don't think this is as good as Frost Nova, even with the damage. Koldara Drake going to 7 health. Conjurer going to 4 health. Flame Strike going to 5 damage, and now an epic, which is so weird. And then, of course, we got to talk about this. Aegwynn the Guardian. New Mage Legendary. 5 mana, 5/5. Spell damage +2 at a base. And Death Rattle, the next minion you draw inherits these powers. which is pretty nuts. So the next minion you draw is also going to have spell damage +2 and presumably the death rattle, creating a chain. My only question is, and I didn't talk about this in my review, I didn't actually think about this. Does it, so like, let's say you hit a water elemental, right? And water elemental has an additional power, freeze, right? Does that mean if I then draw an ethereal conjurer that it's going to have spell damage, the death rattle, and freeze? Like, in other words, does it stack up any additional effects? And then does the next one have battle cry, discover a spell, freeze, spell damage, and death rattle? Or is it just limited to these two powers? My assumption is that it was limited to these two powers. These being specific to this card. But you could extrapolate that it will capture every power. I still think it's just these two. That seems like the natural, obvious. Well, I wouldn't say it's obvious, but to me it seems like the most natural interpretation when you use the word these powers. Because I think otherwise, wouldn't it say like the next minion you draw inherits this card's like effects, or you know what I mean? Like it would. I think it'd be more generalized. Yeah, I just can't imagine it being cumulative. With clowns? Oh my god. Yeah, every card would just summon a full board of clowns. There must always be a guardian. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, I'm assuming it's just these two, but it's still cool. I think it's really neat design. Basically just adding +2 spell damage to every card you draw. Well, not every card you draw, but like probably one card per turn, realistically, right? Freeze is one sentence. Spell damage, death rattle is the next sentence. Copy this sentence will only apply to the spell damage and death rattle. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure we'll hear, but I'm assuming it's just the two base effects until I hear otherwise. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's crazy to me that Avenge is a holy spell. Huh. Why? I assumed... Well, I guess it's the idea of, like, because you're avenging a fallen ally, like, you're inspired by, like, some holy powers.
Exercise kindness, guys.
I would think this is more physical, like, I'm avenging my friend's death. Like, this is physical, which makes sense, you know? Anyway. New card here. Grim Villain thanks 100 bits in the kind words. Yeah. Reckoning. I like this a lot, by the way. Hey, Wing Burrito with 500 bits. Holy moly, Wing Burrito. Thanks. Yeah, exactly. Holy doesn't equal moral or good. That's my point. Like, that's why Avenge seems like it should be physical to me. I don't know.
So
it's weird.
if you shuffle a second Aegwynn into the deck and it applies to her, does she copy both sets of effects or just one?
I don't know. I don't know, Doom. I feel like there's a few questions to answer with Aegwynn. I don't know yet. I hope we find out. I like this card though. I think it's a pretty cool secret, man. I think the way it filters up to killing a bigger thing is really nice. Like, it's rarely gonna kill 1/1s and stuff. That's always the problem with minion removal secrets, like, you know, pressure plate or vaporize or whatever.
Type damage from D&D.
It gives your opponent a little bit too much control over what dies. They have a little bit less control here. They can't use a 1/1 to proc this easily, right? They're probably probably going to have to lose something big. The one question I have about this card is if like a 3/3 is on board and it trades into another 3/3. I guess this doesn't go off? Or does this go off and just waste itself? Because it dealt 3 damage, but it died while dealing the 3 damage. So it's not there to receive the reckoning. Maybe it just doesn't go off and it waits until next time. I don't know. But I still like this. I think it's a cool card. It's after. So that's what I'm saying. Does it just does just not proc? That's what I'm asking. So it doesn't try to kill a minion that's already dead. It just doesn't go off. It doesn't fizzle. It just doesn't proc. Is that what we're getting at? I would also hope it wouldn't proc. After not win. Yeah, but after not win isn't answering the question, though. That's not what we're asking. We know it happens after, but what we're saying is, does it go off after, but there's no minion to hit? Or does it just not go off? I agree it won't trigger. I think usually secrets are coded in a way where they don't go off if they can't, basically. I'm saying I think if a 3/3 trades in, it won't go off. That's my guess. After effects only trigger if the minion survives. Well, this isn't the minion that has the after effect, though. It's the other way around, right? This is still existing after a minion dies. The reason after effects on their own minion don't go off is because the minion's not there to proc its after effect. It's already dead. But this would still be in existence. So. But anyway, I agree with you. I don't think it'd go off either. I'm just making the case. Making the devil's advocate case, if you will.
Welcome, boys. Make some room.
Does it kill Raz if it hits 2+ minions?
Cheers to 35 minutes of regretting your
Raz happens
financial
end of
decisions.
turn phase. So it might not, because of you're already starting your turn, and secrets only proc during your opponent's turn. I don't know if they proc during end of turn phase. So I'm not sure. I would think Battlecries, it kills Battlecry minions, yeah. Particularly because it's after. So they'll be able to land on board, and then this will be able to go off. So yeah, the new Fire Elemental, I assume, would die from this.
Is that cumulative with AoE effects? For example, a minion that does
I would
1
imagine.
damage to 3 minions.
It doesn't say at least 3. So I would think so. I think it should be. Funky Monk, by the way, thanks for 35 months, dude. Wow. We're almost even. I don't know if it's cumulative over multiple instances of damage, but I think if all the damage happened at one time, it would be cumulative, if that makes sense. So, like, the new Samuro would activate this, but I don't know if a 1/1 attacking 3 times would activate this. I don't think that's ever going to happen, because what kind of 1/1's chilling around for 3 straight turns attacking, but theoretically could. Oh, we didn't talk about this. This is buffed. It's now 3/2. I mean, it is a lot better. This is buffed at 8 health. It's not bad, but probably not as good as Libram of Hope. This guy, though. Let's start with this guy. Website broke? Oh, no, dude. I'm sorry. This is just crazy. Banana Corn, are you saying this makes Odd Paladin better? Just to clarify? I pulled this card up and you said Odd Paladin is even stronger in wild. I just want to clarify if you're seeing any problems with that assessment. Why might this be a problem with Odd Paladin? I don't mean to make fun of you because I've done this mistake multiple times. Listen, I've been there too, but this is 2 mana. It can't go in. It cannot go in Odd Paladin. If that's what you're getting at. They did get equality back though, so that might make them stronger. Now it's 3. I don't play wild much. Anyway, I feel like this cards could be nuts. Seems really cool. Why not? What? You can't play this in Odd Paladin, Banana Corn. If that, I don't know if you're being serious or trolling or not. It's 2 mana. It's even. It's not odd. It can't run 2 mana cards. It doesn't work. Don't reload the website? Oh, okay. Good to know. Thank you. But anyway, I don't care about Odd Paladin anyway. I just care about standard right now. I think it's could be nuts. It won't inherently be nuts, right? It has to find the support, but when it does, this will fuel the deck. This will be the star of the deck. And we have a lot of dude cards, yeah. Lithraxian in there, the balloon guy. I'm assuming it stacks, yeah. It's not saying your minions are 2 attack. It's saying give +1, so it should stack. So which means at some point your button could be summon a 3/1 with Divine Shields. Which is pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Trump's wet dream. Well, Trump got a nightmare card with the new Nozdormu, so maybe that's fair. Warhorse Trainer. It used to be 2/4, right? It's not 3/4. So we got even more standard format dude support. It's quite a bit of dude support right now in standard, guys. Kind of crazy. This get buffed? Oh, it did. It got taunt. Oh, this is an interesting card, I feel like now. Huh. I kind of like Guardian of Kings. Big top body, heal? Like, am I going to be playing this to control Paladin? Sort of seems good. I don't know. I'm intrigued. This came back too. Wow. Dude, Paladin has got nuts support. It already had the stuff from Darkmoon Faire. Yeah, Dude Paladin looks crazy. Looks really crazy. The Crimson Clergy. What do you guys like about this one? It's kind of a worse Light Warden. It's kind of better with 3 health, honestly, but I'm not buying any of these like priest tempo cards yet. I don't know. Yeah, not Northshire Cleric was basically my card review. We're getting a handful of these like health buff tempo priest cards. I don't buy it, man. I don't know, dude. Power Infusion. Cultier Chaplain's chilling still. Focus Will, sort of. I mean, the new Light Spawn is, I think, way cooler. It's basically a 3 mana 4/4 at a base. Clearly, your opponent can manipulate that. But this does get kind of cool as you buff it. Chiridius, yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. I think it's cool. There might be some viable decks coming out of core only cards. Well, not like, super viable, but like playable Diamond 10, Plat 5 kind of decks or something.
The important thing is that they kept the inconsistencies we expect in core set card text. 4 quarters, sometimes and
Yeah.
other times.
Oh,
4
speaking of
attack,
which, this was
4
a debate that
health.
came up on YouTube. I want to hear what you guys think real quick. We'll skip ahead. Onyxia.
Welcome. Boys,
It says at the
make
end of
some room by
each
the
turn,
hearth.
fill your board with
the
1/1
Mage not
whelps.
having apprentice and AoE
Does that
freezes.
mean each turn
Also,
like
Super
Gruul, or
Psychic
does that mean
updated
each
with
turn like
Paladin.
Togwaggle's Scheme? We have each turn being used both ways in Hearthstone. Everybody's saying like Gruul. Are we sure about that? Has there been confirmation yet, or is that just what we're assuming? Because again, we have each turn used. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I will say it's different wording than Shuma, which is a pretty recent card that does a similar thing. So it might be meant to indicate both players' turns. Doesn't say end of your turn.
Consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, I know, but neither does Togwaggle Scheme or any of the like upgrades each turn cards that only upgrade on your turn. So like Hagath's Scheme or any of the schemes. Well, that's Togwaggle Scheme as well. There's a handful of cards that say each turn that only upgrade on your turn or only change on your turn, like the Worgens, the schemes, Shifting Scroll, Chameleos, Bandersmosh only changes on your turns, even though it says each turn. So each turn alone doesn't actually tell us anything. But I will say it's definitely different than Shuma, which makes me think it could be both turns. So like the Gruul or Kel'Thuzad version of each turn versus the Bandersmosh or Scheme version of each turn. Those say each turn. Yeah. Well, like Micro Machine at the start of each turn. Is that both players' turns? I don't even remember. I don't even know. I mean, there is a distinction that like the schemes, for instance, well, not the schemes. The schemes could upgrade each turn and it would be better for you. Some cards like Bandersmosh, it wouldn't matter because you wouldn't be able to play it on your opponent's turn anyway, although it could still technically matter if it gets pulled out of your hand. And cards like the Worgens would be worse or irrelevant if they swapped each turn. So you can sometimes use like context to define what it should be. But it's still weird. Each turn equals your turn if the card is in your hand. That might be a defining attribute. Let's think. Yeah, maybe. How does Anima Golem work? I don't remember. It's an each turn on board. That may be the distinguisher. On board may be both players' turns. In hands might only be your turn. Anima is both players as well. That holds true. I don't know. I don't really think it changes the power level that much, to be honest. Like there's some spots, where they only have an AoE and they can't kill Onyxia, that it's better for you because your 1/1s can attack immediately when it comes back to your turn because they summoned at the end of your opponent's turn, I guess, right? Or will they be able to attack because they're happening during the end turn phase? They won't be able to attack still, right? They won't be able to attack if they spawn at the end of your opponent's turn. Don't we have other instances where that happens, where stuff comes up end of turn and it can't attack? I'm trying to think, what's that example? There's some other card. Can you guys think of an example? It's just like Shuma? No, Shuma doesn't have that example because Shuma doesn't spawn at the end of your opponent's turn. Maybe I'm thinking of Dormant? Yeah, maybe. They don't spawn during your opponent's turn though. They spawn after your opponent's turn, which is different than Kel'Thuzad. Yeah, Kel'Thuzad minions can attack, right? Yeah, Kel'Thuzad minions can attack. That's the example. Okay, then can't they? Kel'Thuzad minions attack when they get resummoned, right? In that case, the whelps can attack if they get spawned during your opponent's turn. So anyway, I still don't think that'd be a very likely thing to happen, but theoretically, if your opponent like only has an arcane explosion or whatever thing, and they leave Onyxia up, you might get a board of whelps that can attack. But I think usually they'll just kill the Onyxia. Or both, frankly. Both, and like I still don't think it's that good. Doesn't really matter. Just doesn't seem that strong to me. Anyway, that was a skip ahead. Sorry. Wanted to clarify that. Priest. I mean, Focused Will. Love the look of this card, but I mean, we did get Razor Leaf back for maybe like a Silence Priest. The Humongous Razor Leaf is back, so Priest could silence this and make it a 4/11 with Focused Will, but man, it's gonna need more help than just that. But I do like the idea of a Silence Priest. Where did that go? I do like this. What else? Oh yeah, Shadowed Spirit. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's neat. Is Lore Walker Cho in the set? I don't think I saw Lore Walker Cho. Savage Roar and Bloodlust are gone indeed. Yeah, it's crazy. I like this card. I think it could have some fun res shenanigans, copy shenanigans, things Priest does well. I sort of like it.
What I don't like about some buffs is that Odd Paladin will be more annoying now. They buffed the horse guy and made
they did, yeah.
Odd cost card.
Yeah, I don't play Wild, so I'm not super worried about it, but yeah, it's equality in particular seems like a big ad. Help them clear threats and stuff or taunts.
Rip Shadow
But I haven't played it, so I don't know.
Pain and Shadow Madness and Cabal Shadow Priest. No more
Yeah, Cabal Shadow Priest gone. You're right. That feels like a punch in the gut, kind of. Yeah. Skippy, thanks 100 bits. Rudy, thanks 100 bits. That does feel like a punch. Oh yeah, you're right. Shadow Form doesn't upgrade anymore. What the heck? Yeah. Oh, but it's only 2 mana, so that's kind of fair. That does make it notably cheaper. Weird that it doesn't upgrade though. I feel like it should. What are you gonna do with the second copy? Maybe it does and just doesn't say it, but that'd be weird. You guys are telling me not to underestimate Humongous Razor Leaf Silence Priest. I literally just scrolled down to show you guys Humongous Razor Leaf and said, this is interesting. Maybe you're talking. Are you talking to chat? So I literally scrolled down and said, hey, look, Humongous Razor Leaf's back. We could make this a 4/11. That's pretty cool. I'm going crazy. Like, you're telling me about Humongous Razor Leaf. I just showed it. Did that not really happen? Second one refreshes the hero power? True, true. Anytime you get a new hero power, it does refresh. So I guess you could use it as a in a pinch refresh. Okay, that's cool, I guess.
Without inner fire, it is not as interesting.
Yeah, Trudius, that's been my take about. Well, I mean, we've technically had inner fire, but basically, without Divine Spirit inner fire in particular, it feels like the health buff priest just doesn't have the finishing potential. So all these Cult Tier Chaplains and power infusions, I just don't know where they go. We need something to make it worth it. Light Spawn being cheaper, I think, is kind of cool. Could help, but still, I don't know. Awkward Tree, thanks for the 4 months, dude. Aggro Priest is real? I'm not seeing it yet, but I hope you're right. Man, Rogue got like no new cards. It was basically Vanessa, and that's it. Any of the stuff get buffed? It all looks the same, right? I think that went up by 1 health, maybe. This is 4 and this is 6. We knew that already. Oh, Assassin's Blade got changed, but I don't really love it, right? Yeah, Eviscerate's gone. Yeah, Eviscerate's gone. That's cool. Yeah, Rogue didn't really change a lot. As far as like cards that are here, I mean, some cards going away matters, of course, but these cards didn't really they didn't get a ton of new stuff, just Vanessa. Weird. Yeah, I saw Swashbuckler's like another class instead of your opponent's class. That helps. That's always good.
What I hate the most is Shadow Step and Auctioneer still being in standard.
I don't mind Shadow Step personally, I guess. Well, I'm with you for Auctioneer. I'm over it, but I don't think it's that good, really. Not worried about it, but I kind of like Shadow Step, honestly. I don't know. It feels really iconically Rogue to me. I like bouncing stuff. I think that's kind of fun. Deadly Poison? Yeah, I mean, this having high durability is pretty intriguing with Nitro Boost and stuff, but I still don't think it's that good. I'd still rather have the self-sharpening sword or whatever. No sap. Yeah, you're right. Wow. Why do you... I understand the hate for Shadow Step, or, you know, whatever. Not hate, but you know what I mean. I understand the Shadow Step hesitation, for sure. A lot of people... I get it. It's more... I don't mind it, but I understand why. I'm actually surprised to hear you say that about Auctioneer. It's just a card I feel like we haven't really seen be relevant in so long. It feels like... You know, I didn't have powerful thoughts about Auctioneer either way, I guess. So, we saw this guy... This was a fun card. That's not... These are all the same, right? This got buffed, we knew. This got buffed. This is the same. This is the same. This got a slight buff at 5 health. I like this card a lot. I'm excited to play this one. This is Lifesteal. This got a health buff. This got a big damage buff. I think Fire Elemental was already interesting. This is a cool card. We saw that get buffed. That's the same. Okay, Shaman didn't get a lot either. Some buffs, but not a lot of new stuff. Auctioneer limits the design space of cheap spells. I don't know. Does it? Like, we've had... I think Pinflinger limits the design space of cheap spells way, way more. We've had a ton of 0-mana spells and, like, Librams and all these things. I don't feel like Auctioneer's really been a problem. I mean... Maybe we're not seeing the problem because it's limited the design space, to be fair, but I don't feel like... I don't know. I feel like it would have cropped up if it was a problem. But maybe,
yeah,
maybe.
Auctioneer isn't good often, but when he is good, it is always a degenerate deck.
Maybe. Oh, Mozaki Mage does play
Also,
him at the
what
moment.
do
That's
you
true.
mean, no play.
I mean, that's
Mozaki
not a
Mage
very
runs
great
him
deck.
right now.
That's a fringe deck right now, so... Not exactly meta defining. Mozaki Mage is...
How will I draw my cost cards now?
Currently the 3rd worst deck in HS replay at a 41% win rate. So I wouldn't say he's really making a huge impact. That's my point. It is an annoying deck though, so I understand that. Yeah, Farsight's gone. Wow. Wing Burrito, that's funny.
Boys, let's have room by the hearth, won't ya?
Yay 32 month, my friends.
Arcaneum, dude, thanks for the 32 months. Guys, I guess I'm still not feeling passionate about Auctioneer either way. I'm fine. Get rid of it, keep it. I don't really care. If you have a better thought than me, feel free to share it. I'm not inspired by that one, I guess. Shadow Step, I understand the hesitation though. It's definitely more interesting card to me. What do you think about Ritual of Doom, everybody? It's kind of cool. We got like Nerubian Egg back. It's kind of neat. I don't think it's really going to be about the 5 or more thing as much as just a cheap way to kill your own death rattles, honestly. I don't know. I mean, I think occasionally you'll get 5/5s, but I think it'll be like some kind of Nerubian Egg enabler or something. Before or after. I think since it says had, it's you take the count before you destroy it. If you had. It's because it didn't say have. So I think it's taking account that way, right?
Charge is now a fancy legendary level rare keyword, which is present.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, you're right. We were talking about that.
Legendaries and maybe something that will be printed in Barons.
Oh, we were talking about why charge is only on some stuff. Maybe it is a legendary now. That does seem to be Kane, the new legendary. King Crush. Huh. Interesting. Look at Fiendish Circle. Yeah, I see it. It's summoning 4 when you need 5. I mean, I see it. If you ever had 5 minions? No, if you had 5 or more at the time that you destroyed it. Not if you ever had 5. I can't imagine it was ever had 5. Or it would say if you ever had 5. But here's what my review assessment was. If you already have 5 minions on board, I don't know how great a 0 mana 5/5 even is. Yeah. It's all legendaries. Yeah, you're right. Interesting. I wonder if that's really the difference. I wonder if that's really the difference. DJ Samp says, I was kidding, bro. I don't even see a comment from you, my man. What were you kidding about? I don't even know what you're talking about. That looks like your first comment in chat. Oh, I see. Oh, you were the 5 minions guy. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I don't think it's that. That was the joke. No, I see it now. I was missing it earlier. I didn't scroll enough. Yeah, okay. So this is exactly what I was going to say is to me it feels like in some ways it could be a worse Sea Giant. Like maybe you don't need as many minions to get it as you would have a Sea Giant, but frankly if your opponent has a few minions and you have 5, that's like Sea Giant territory, you know? And you're only getting a 5/5. But that said, I still like it for the egg aspect. I think it's actually decent for the Nerubian Egg. I think I gave this like 3 stars or whatever. I think it's solid, playable.
Cool. People who get into the
I just don't think it's
for being
as good as a Sea Giant style card. Sea Giant Con, irrelevant. I'm saying Sea Giant as this sort of tool was strong as an 8/8 back in the day, as a 0 mana 8/8 in Zoo. Saying I don't think this is as good as what Sea Giant was. I'm not saying you'd play Sea Giant over it now. I'm saying it's not as impactful of a card. And frankly, Sea Giant isn't even like that crazy in the last couple of years. So anyway, but I still like it as a death rattle enabler. I feel like I'm trash talking it. I'm just saying the whole 5 or more minion aspect isn't what's as exciting for me as the death rattle aspect. I think this will be a bonus that you occasionally achieve where you get the 5/5 and you're pretty pumped. But I think if you're going to be running this in your deck, it's because you want to activate Death Rattle minions. Not because you want to get a 5/5 off the 5 minions, if that makes sense. That's what I'm getting at. Basically, what I'm getting at. Lackey or Galakrond decks, none of those exist in Standard anymore, though, Shunin. I mean, you're welcome to talk about Wild, but my reviews do not. I try to narrow it into Standard. So, anyway. But again, you're welcome to talk about Wild. That's fine. I don't mind. Yeah, Drain Soul's pretty cool. 2 mana, deal 3 with lifesteal. That's nice. Like, that's cool. Competing against Soul Fragment card, but I think that's probably fine. Flame Imp's chilling. Void Terror got a little bit of a health buff, which I love Void Terror. Oh, here's another egg card, by the way. I got a couple egg cards. Void Terror and Ritual of Doom. This is the Wideboard replacement. Maybe it enables Ritual of Doom. I don't think it's that exciting still. Lakari Felhound, I'm excited to come back. That was a sick card. I don't know what kind of discard synergies we have, but it's here. Hey guys, you can play Fell Soul Jailer, and then you can use Ritual of Doom to immediately activate the Death Rattle. It's exciting. Siphon Soul, it's 5 mana. I think it's pretty decent at 5 mana, actually. It's kind of cool. I always felt slightly compelled to run this even at 6. What about this card? Do you guys like this one or not? I was reviewing this and I kind of like talked myself into liking it quite a bit. I was really hesitant at first and I was like, wait a minute, that's a big taunt. If it sticks, it's great at clearing minions. You could maybe even use it with a broom to be insane. Like, I kind of talked myself into loving this card. What do you guys say? We'll get to Jaraxxus. Chill out, chat. We'll get there. We'll get there. Lakari Felhound is targeted. By what? What do you mean?
Big thick demon boy.
Big thick demon boy. Lakari was buffed? Oh, I thought it always did this. Did it not before? Oh, I thought it was like the other ones, like the Rastakhan ones. It didn't do this before? Oh, that's even better. That's cool. That's great. I guess that hadn't come along until Rastakhan, maybe? I was just kind of assuming it was Rastakhan-esque. But anyway, that's cool. Even better. Great. Lakari was a girl? Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying that. I feel like you guys are trying to argue with me a lot for some weird reason about things I'm not saying. I didn't say it was from Rastakhan. I said, did that not come along until Rastakhan? Or did it come around earlier, like Unguro? I don't remember. I losing my mind. Why are you arguing with? You aren't arguing with me. Who are you talking to? What other streamers here? I'm losing it. But that's good. That's even better. I love it. But anyway, this card. Stop talking about Lakari. I don't want to hear about Lakari. I want to hear about Enslaved Fellord. What do you think about this one? Do you think they'll start putting one giant in each core set? Yeah, I don't know. We got Clockwork. Yeah, maybe. That'd be cool. Be a fun little trend. Thick Demon.
Yours will be chill.
Yes, Grinville, thank you. I don't think he was being unchill. I think I'm not communicating well or misinterpreting comments amongst chat to be directed at me, one of the two. I don't think anybody's being mean though. I don't think it's arguments, just misinterpretations. Yeah, I kind of grew into this. I was thinking like big demon stuff, like it's just a big taunt body. I always underrate those. I always think a big taunt body's not enough, and then a lot of the times it ends up being enough. Where it's like these cards kind of just get played sometimes, and this one has pretty notable upside. It's delayed upside, which makes me nervous, but then you also have cards like Broom that's like, well, shoot, maybe that's enough. But there's always those scenarios where it's like, man, that Goru the Maitri turn felt pretty good. That was a good turn. Winged Guardian felt pretty good. Man, that really stuck. Skeletal Dragon, man, that felt good. And it's, obviously those cards have different varying degrees of upsides that are, sometimes value upsides and stuff. But sometimes it's just the body you care about, And this is another one of those like, well, man, yeah, that felt pretty good. And then it's still got a little bit of upside too, which is kind of cool. So I don't know. I'm just like, keep an eye on it. Jaraxxus, now a hero card, not a minion, which means you no longer go to 15 health when you play him, which I think is intriguing. I mean, this is not going to be a great card against aggro, but in a grindy control matchup, when you get to, the mid to late game, your hero power becomes a little bit less valuable. You're drawing through your deck anyway. You kind of have enough cards. Shifting into a pretty nice hero power like this is just pumping out that really efficient 6/6 every turn. Could really grind out some control decks. Could really grind them down. Which I think is kind of cool. The risk of playing it's gone, which means you have that maybe turn or two window to get this online more safely. Which I like. I don't know. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, Blacklight, sure. That sounds like a great combo. Perfect to me. All right. Bloodsail Deckhand. I mean, it's a pirate warrior card through and through. I think it's solid. Good. They could have nerfed Sack Pact and give it back to Zephrys. I don't know if they will, though. They could totally do it, though. Turn 2 Fiery Warhex. Man, that sounds OP, dude. Did any of these change? These all look the same, right? Still 3. These all look the same. I mean, this is new, but... Oh, Warsong changed. After you summon another minion, give it Rush. I'm not thinking that's super awesome. Kind of a 3-mana tax for Rush seems high to me. I guess if you have multiple minions, it's kind of cool. It is summon, not play. Are there any really, really cool things? Oh, Shaw was good. That's true. Shaw wasn't bad. But the difference is Hunter didn't have Shaw enablers. Like Warrior, everything already has Rush, basically. It's a lot of cards don't benefit from this. Whereas in Hunter, it kind of did. That is true, though. Man, Shaw was really good in Hunter for a bit. Broom just better? I would argue it's worse than Broom because it costs 3 mana instead of 1. Like, yes, it could stick around and sort of, work over time, but that's unlikely. True, Shaw was only 1 mana with notably better stats and more likely to stick around, I guess. That's true. He was a 3/6, so. I think he meant Broom is just better than Warsong. Oh, maybe. Broom. Oh, I see. Not Broom, comma, just better, but Broom is just better than Warsong. In that case, yes, we agree. Yeah, I understand. What do you guys think about this card, by the way? I have a feeling people are going to like this one for some reason. God, teeing it up, man. No wonder I get so much hate. For some reason, people are going to like this one. But I think it's just okay at the best. Like 2 stars. I was just comparing it to Kargath in my brain. I was like, man, like I know Kargath's like only a 1 of. But I don't even think Kargath's like an insane card. He's solid, good. I like I love playing Kargath. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I don't think it's like insane though. And Kargath, you get the 10/10 body sometimes. It's like nuts. This is like this tiny baby Kargath improvement, but no Kargath Prime. So like, yeah, you could run all 3, sure, but for the same reason I'm not super excited about Kargath, I'm way less excited about this. Just way less. Yeah, I know the Militia Commander things exist. I talked about it in my review, but that was like 3 years ago, guys. When did did Witchwood come out? We didn't. That was the first set we ever had Rush minions. And now we have minions, Rush minions everywhere. In other words, like the It was 2018, 3 years ago almost. Witchwood came out. You know what I mean? Like, in other words, it's a lot more competitive in the rush slot these days. I just don't know if it's good enough anymore, you know? But that was a comparison I made in my review too. I mean, it's a great comparison, obviously. I just don't know if it's good enough. I'm talking to myself as much as anything. Shield Maiden's back. I love Shield Maiden. I think it could have used a buff, honestly. I don't know if this is good enough, but I love the card. I like the stock. Okay. Any of these get buffed? No. No. This is now Rush. Weird. It's a 2/1. I don't think it gets played, but maybe there's a Hunter deck or something. No. Rush. Might be decent, honestly, in a Murloc deck. Oh, this guy's new. Oh, I didn't talk about War Cash. Oh, yeah, sorry. We'll go back. This card just looks really good to me. I mean, it just looks good. I don't know. Just, dude, it does a lot of things you like. Damage, body, pirate synergy. I don't think the weapon condition's hard, especially in Rogue. Probably not even in Warrior. Just seems like a good card. All in all. War Cash, we forgot to talk about it. Yeah. Yeah, this is just Hunter's pack, but for Warrior. But I think it's way better in Warrior than in Hunter. Because Warrior has time in a lot of decks, slower decks, control decks, to play this kind of card. They could throw 3 mana into a turn, be happy, you know, make something out of it. So I like War Cash. I like War Cash. Yeah, Shield Block is gone. Yeah, crazy. Man, it's gonna be weird, like
Risk
deck
remove,
building.
charge removed
We have
from
like
the
7
legendary
years
stone
of
Tusk
deck
at my
building
limit right now.
in our
This
bones that's gone.
is not okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Benny, dude. I hope it gets better, man. I know it's tough to adapt. I'm feeling that a little bit myself, just trying to think about how to build things. Any of these cards changed? Somebody for Spy sticking around. That's cool. It was rotating, right? It's Rise of Shadows, so it's sticking around. Secret Support's cool. Earthen Ring chilling. This got buffed, right? It's a 3/3 now. This helps a little. Ice Rager's back. Holy crap. Why did they put Ice Rager in? Man. That's wild. This guy's back. He was cool. I kind of like it. I always thought his art was super sick looking. He looked super cool. This got buffed, right? It used to be, I think it used to be 4 mana 4/1, didn't it? Is it now a 3 mana 3/1? Owl still at 3. Raid Leader up to 3 health. My boy Yeti's chilling. BGH back to, well, not back to. He used to be 3 mana, then he went to 5. Now he's back to 4, moving backwards again. This might be viable at 4 mana. I think it's a possibility. These all look the same to me. Oh, Defender's back to a 3/3. This might be a good card, actually. Kind of like it. Reading card thanks to 7 months. Holy moly. A Spider Tank I love. Yeah, it's not going to be any good, but I love it. SI, Infiltrators, chillin'. Oh, Karen got buffed. He's a 5/5 now, and Summon's a 5/5. That was just necessary. I don't even think it makes it good, but it was just like necessary. The 4/5 just doesn't hold up to the Hearthstone of today by 6 mana. Is Defender getting the same buff in Battlegrounds? Ooh, interesting question. I bet it does. Yeah. They like to keep cards consistent when they can. Although now, for the first time ever, that's not as true with Classic format. So who knows? Oh, we didn't talk about how I thought that Demon Hunter card, or not Demon Hunter, Warlock card. This is just for Battlegrounds, right? They made this for Battlegrounds. It's Demon Cleave in Battlegrounds. It's going to be like a tier 5 Demon Minion or something. Or maybe a tier 6, actually. Because it's like like that Mac Foe Reaper. Could be a tier 6 demon. Could be a tier 6 demon. All right, we've talked about this guy. Yeah, this card's really cool. Really, really cool, I think. Are the old versions of cards moving to wild? No, only classic format will have old versions of cards. Wild and standard will have the same versions of cards. So, you know, Big Game Hunter will be 4 mana in both versions. You can't run like 4 Big Game Hunters. You'll have 2 Big Game Hunters only. They'll both be 4 mana. What do you guys think about Taelin Fordring? I think it's cool. Big card tutor. It's really cool. Seems like a worse pull count. Well, sort of, but not exactly, because the problem with pull count is like you're trapped. You might only want 1 card off the top of your deck and then not any other ones. And Polk Out, like, you know, is a good example, like in Highlander decks. You know, like you wanted Dino Tamer Bran off your Polk Out, but you didn't want to bury your Zephyrus at the bottom of your deck, right? Because there was a huge difference. With a card like this, you could get Dino Tamer Bran off the top of your deck. And I know this example is now archaic because they're all rotating, but bear with me. You get the Dino Tamer Bran, but Zephyrus could be the next card, right? Like you could get both. You don't bury the Zephyrus. You still have a decent chance of finding Zephyrus. And you got your Dino Tamer Bran. So, you know, it's like finding that one specific thing, basically, as opposed to ordering your entire deck. So in some cases could be worse, depending on the deck. In some cases could technically be better. This is at least a little bit more flexible. Not to mention, I think the body is honestly more relevant than something like Polk Out because you're, you know, slowing down aggro decks, just kind of putting a speed bump in there. It's annoying to deal with is Taunt Divine Shield. Like they got to push through it and you're still pushing towards your game plan, which is pretty cool. Also true, Polk Out doesn't draw the card right away. This does draw itself. So actually a resource advantage to this over Polk Out. Do all Highlander cards rotate? Yeah, I think everything Highlander's gone. It's all from like Saviors of Old Doom or Descent of Dragons. And it looks like we didn't get any replacements. I mean, I guess there could be in the new expansion. We don't know yet. I have a feeling there's not going to be, though. I hope there's not, frankly. I hope there's not. Taelin should draw your Tyrion. That could be a deck, yeah. Fordring team. We talked about that guy already in a review a long time ago. I don't care. I think he's kind of cool, actually. But it's got to 8 health. I don't think that matters, but hey, it's cool. This is now a 5/5. I don't think that matters, but it's cool. Baron Gen's a 7/7, which is pretty nice. Honestly, that's a little stickier. I still don't think this gets played much, but it's kind of cool. White Mane is not much cheaper. She's 1 mana cheaper with slightly worse stats. But I was looking, I feel like this could be a decent 6 mana card almost. Are these cards pulled from packs? No, you just get them for free. Everybody gets them. You technically have to level up your account enough, but I think it's going to have super easy thresholds. Locks, it's not rude, man. Let me see. Where was it, dude? Was it like a long time ago? Here, I can probably find it here. It was 15 minutes ago. Oh my god. Is the core set really tiny now? It's not that much tinier. It's a little bit tinier. It's like about 70%, I think, of the previous basic and classic. But keep in mind that doesn't really matter. What matters is the playable percent of cards. So, you know, you could have 1,000 cards in the basic and classic set, but if only 5 of them are good, then it's functionally like you have a 5-card basic and classic set. So it's hard to say for sure, like, what percentage of which is going to be better or worse. It seems to me like card quality is going to be higher on average in the core set versus classic and basic. So even if I think there were like 350 classic and basic, they might both come away with like 100 playable cards, if that makes sense. So I don't think it'll throw off the ratio of like free versus paid viable cards. But you know, we don't know. We have to see how good the new expansions are. I can't really say until we have more information. But theoretically, the total number of cards is less relevant than the quality of the cards, if that makes sense. And to me, it seems like we're gonna have better cards on average. So. All right, Nosdormu. Hey, Raven, by the way. Good to see you, Raven. Hello, hello. Do you think added class of spells is adding mechanics to make the game more complicated? I mean, it's technically a little more complex, sure, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's still very... I mean, we already had minion types, right? So it's really sort of extending a mechanic or a feature as opposed to like adding a new one. People didn't have trouble with minion types. I don't think spell types is a significant incremental complexity on top of that. So I think it's okay. You know, if they added like a system where
the Trump counter
certain spell types
Trump was too dominating on ladder
interacted with certain minion types, like fire was weak against elemental and in ice was strong against pirates or whatever, you know, that would be like a complexity I think would be unhealthy and unnecessary, but just labeling it I think is fine. I mean, technically we got some synergy stuff, but again, that's similar to what we do with minions. Skippy, by the way, 600 bits, and yes, yeah, Nosdormu is indeed the Trump counter. I love it. I honestly, if Trump would let me, I would love to put him in a series of battles playing Nosdormu in every deck. And I think it'd be the best content in the world. Like, I want to host it and commentate it. And I want Trump to play against different opponents with everybody running Nosdormu. Oh man, somebody let's lock it up. Do it now. Do it right now.
Welcome, boys. Make some room by the
Would this card PvP if only one needed in their deck? Honestly, probably yeah. It would be very frustrating and stressful for people, but I like it. It's a fun meme. It's not going to be a competitive card. 7 mana 8/8's not significant enough to put in your deck just because people are going to put it in their deck for memes, which is great. I love it. We're going to try it, you know, have some fun games with Nas. And that's great, but it's not going to be a top tier card, right? It's a meme. It's a meme. But it's going to be a fun one. I love it. Great design, great design. I like that cards like this can exist. This got buffed. Oh, we didn't finish talking about Whitemane. I actually feel like Whitemane might be reasonable. I don't know. Part of me is looking at this like, yeah, maybe with rush minions, it's cheap enough now that you can like toss in a Kargath and like get a Kargath back, you know? It's like, well, shoot, maybe. I don't know. Maybe this goes in a rush deck. Stormwind's a 7/7 now. That seems cool. Still not going to be great. Devour's a 4/8. That helps when it gets randomly summoned. Still not going to be in your deck. Alex, we can talk about a lot. Yeah, you can't disenchant core cards. They're just going to be, you know, free and frozen or whatever. They're not going to be. You miss Geddon? No, I didn't. I talked about Geddon. I literally pulled him up on screen and said, ah, he's 7/7. That's cool. I didn't have a lot to say. I mean, I don't think he's any better, really. I mean, slightly better. But I pulled him up. I don't know what to say. Theoretically, maybe he could be like the top end of an aggro deck or something as a deal 2 damage, but I just don't think it's enough damage. I don't think it's good enough. It's too slow still. Who's Necros? Oh, I don't know. Who is Necros? Is that a pawn I'm missing or? Necros Skull Crusher. Second in command of the Dragon Maw clan. Warden of the Dragon Queen. It sounds like maybe somebody who was doing mean things to the red dragonflight. So she's not a fan, basically. Anyway, this Alex, I don't know. I'm really, I don't know. It's way more flexible, right? Like there's so much more you can do with it now. You can clear minions. You can heal minions. It's so much more flexible. You can do 2 things you couldn't do before. But the clearing of minions actually a pretty big deal, right? Like being able to kill a minion's a big deal. And you know, you can't deal 15 damage anymore, but I did realize it's kind of King Crush worst case. And you know, King Crush isn't a great card. It's not a card we play every day, but it's not bad to have a King Crush in hand that can also heal you and can also clear a minion, right? It's kind of cool. I like it. I actually think I under-reviewed it a little bit. I think I like it more than I did before. I think I focused on comparing it too much to the old Alexstrasza instead of looking at it as its own card. Like, that 8 damage is just going to be lethal a lot of the time. So it's not a combo enabler, but it might just be a good, solid thing. But 9 mana is so expensive, guys. Nobody plays King Crush, right? Nobody has... You can't play 9 mana cards. It's so hard to play 9 mana cards. I don't know. I think 3 stars is probably right. I'm liking it more the more I look at it, but I don't know. He goes over the top. Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, it's 8 damage. I mean, the old Alex dealt 15 sometimes. I don't know. Like I said, it's King Crush worst case. Worst case scenario, it's King Crush. It's better sometimes, of course. That's why I mean by I say worst case, but I don't know if that's enough. I just don't know. 9 mana is so much. Who's running it? Maybe like a control warrior, maybe a late game priest, maybe Druid is ramping to it. Oh boy, I don't know. Old Alex couldn't lethal. Well, no, but yeah, it could. If you had 2 8/8s on board, it lethaled all the time, right? I can't think of how many times I've gotten lethal with Alex because I had the board set up already. If my opponent's at 30 and I have 2 8/8s on board, which is better? This Alex or the old one? The old one, right? It hits for 15 and then I hit for 16 and they're dead. This one I hit for 24 and they're still alive. So, I mean, yes, technically the old Alex didn't lethal, but it did. You know what I mean? Like it played lethals. Old Alex will be only in wild format, yeah. And old Alex set up OTKs better and technically could heal more, but couldn't hit minions. So I don't know. I don't know if the flexibility is worth it. I don't know. I love how much debate there is on this card, though, man. I think it's cool how much we're arguing about it. That's great. A lot of discussion about the merits of the flexibility versus the raw output of the old Alexstrasza. It's cool. I think I gave it 3 stars for my review, by the way, just to clarify. I sort of think maybe I should have given it 4, but I don't know. I don't know. We talked about this a little bit already. I don't love it still. Same problem. 9 mana is so much to spend. It's just such a commitment. I don't think it gets there. The art is better? Think so? I'm fine with this art, but I liked the OG Alex's art as well. I feel like some of these dragons look a little stumpy to me. Like their legs are like kind of... Seems like Zoltan drew all of these, right? They all look the same. He kind of does stumpy leg dragons a little bit. I don't know. The Ysera doesn't look as stumpy legged. They kind of look like cute little corgis or something, though. You know? They look like more corgi-like than like big epic dragons. I'm fine with it, whatever, but... but you know what I mean, right? Like they don't look as grand or something. They look more cute and
they
like...
skip leg day.
Yeah, exactly. Old Ysera's art was weird. I hear you there. I definitely prefer this Ysera art. Also, it doesn't look as stumpy. It looks like more majestic. Corgo dragons, yeah. I'm trying to think of old dragons. That Sleepy Dragon was kind of hard to see, but... I thought the old Alexstrasza artwork was like really iconic and like... I always thought it was pretty good. By the way, when you search Alexstrasza art, I did this earlier today for a custom card. When you search Alexstrasza art, it's... I don't even think I could put it up on stream. It's unbelievable. The art you get, it's never a dragon form, and it's always a very, very sultry human form Alexstrasza. I can't even put it on stream. It's something else. The kinds of artwork being made for Alexstrasza are very one-dimensional, let me tell you. These are not stubby. They're quite voluptuous and full-figured, and boy. I mean, I literally don't feel... I don't think I can put it on stream. I'm in trouble with Twitch. So anyway, I can't even find the actual card art. My God, it's all just human Alexstrazzas. Here it is. Here it is. I don't know. I like the old art. I think it's pretty good. I thought it really looked super big and heroic and graceful and like cool. It was a little bit bland coloring, I guess, but I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. More painterly, more... Are we done? Did we look at every card? I mean, some of these we already looked at, so I don't want to go back. Yeah. These are the old ones on here. Okay. Yeah, the Deathwing in particular is very... Yeah, the sense of scale dramatically changed. Black Hippo. Yeah, I don't know. They added some Demon Hunter cards to the core set. I don't really understand it either, man. It's weird. Maybe just to make them free? I don't know. Yeah, old Deathwing was a very cool art, yeah. Are we gonna get to us for old Ysera? I honestly think you should, but I for some reason doubt it. But I am much more universal. I think if a card is slightly remotely nerfed, I think they should refund it, but I have a feeling you won't. So don't count on it. But I don't know. Yeah, I have trouble remembering which Demon Hunter cards are like part of which set because it all came out at once. This character's leg is like really sweeping back there. That looks uncomfortable. What class am I most excited to mess with first? It'll probably depend on Baron's cards. I mean, Aegwynn jumps out as like the most interesting card to me right now from this set, and a lot of the dragons, but those were neutral. But for class cards, this is definitely the most intriguing. But I think Barons will be what's, determines what we do first. So, yeah, guys, that's all I really wanted to do today was talk about cards. I wasn't planning on playing. I've been up since 1:30 a.m. or so. I think it's about 1:45. I'm about to pass out. I'm so tired. I had to work on a bunch of stuff this morning, and I had a person over at the house working on something at the house. So I had to get a bunch of work done before they got here, and then I had to help them while they were here, and then they left 5 minutes before I had to do card reviews. Then I started card reviews. Then I hopped on stream, and I need a nap. I gotta go do one more, finish my card review after this for all these other new cards, though. I've recorded it. I just have to edit it and get it scheduled. So I think I'm probably just gonna call the stream here. Since we ran through every card, that was the goal. Why were you up so early? I just woke up and started working. Play some Arcaneum. I think we might not today, but next week. I think we will next week. Any other last thoughts, guys, on cards or anything we didn't talk about or miss that we can cover real quick? It's like 3 minutes or something before I go. Otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow. Just normal day, playing stuff, whatever. And let me take a look at my plans. Yeah. Soon I got to start doing videos on like 10 most important cards we lost, 10 most important cards that came back, those sorts of things, like speculative, core set videos coming soon. Check tracking. Yeah, we had a good argument about tracking today. You missed Rivendare? I don't think he changed, right? I was only looking at cards that changed, not ones that just came back. Did he change? I think he's the same, right? Yeah, I think he's the same. I don't think he'll be super impactful either way. Do you think they'll keep rotating core sets yearly? Yeah, I think they've said like they're gonna plan to rotate like 30% of the core set every year. So it's changing out certain cards, but some of it'll stay, I think. What happens to cards that were in basic, classic, but not in core? They're just wild format cards now. Part of the legacy set. Yeah, we talked about Guardian of Kings. I kind of like it. It looks pretty cool. Why is Mukla here? I don't know. Maybe they have something planned for him. Are you going to be going over the impact of all the cards that rotated? I don't know yet. I don't know. I can't make a video that's talking about something like 220 cards rotated or something, right? I don't even know how many. A lot. Like 200 plus cards rotated. I can't make a video talking about 200 cards. Nobody's going to watch that. I can't do it. It'll take 30 years. So I got to pick some mechanism to like sort it or prioritize it. I don't know if it's per class, maybe 3 per class or something, top 10. I'm not sure yet. I got to take a look at it. Make it a song. Oh, that'll make it easier. We can read it. Thanks, dude. That's really nice. Yeah, I don't know how Ice Rager got there. Yeah, Murloc really just gone, which is crazy. Seems like Murlocs. It seems like most burst damage, like follow-up burst damage cards are gone. Bloodlust, Savage Roar, Murloc War Leader. There's still like Fireball, but a lot of burst damage is gone.
On all 200 plus cards on my desk by tomorrow.
That's how it feels sometimes with card reviews. Like, oh god, it's got to be done. Oh god. Yeah, so a lot of burst damage is gone. Yeah, Finn, that was straight up my approach. But everybody, that's what I was planning to do. But everybody's wanting me to, or people are asking me to do all the cards. I can't do that. I got to figure out what, is it just the top 10? Is it per class? What's the mechanism, right? What's the filter? Rip burst damage. I'm okay with it, I think. I like when the game's a little slower. They have talked about how they don't want the games to last too long, though, and then they also got rid of all the burst damage, so that's a bit confusing, I guess. I don't know. We have to see what that looks like, I guess. I don't know. 5 per class. That's 50 cards for us. That's too many. I can't put 50 cards in one video. That'd be like a 2-hour video or something. That's too many. It's got to be less than that. Maybe 1 per class and 5 neutrals or something, right? But I think I might just pick like the most impactful, like top 10 or 15 or something, or like top 10 honorable mention, that sort of thing. I don't want to do a whole video per class. Like that would be reasonable, but it's just too many videos on that one topic. People would get burnt out by the second or third one. I have plenty of video ideas to fill in the gaps, like other kind of rotating stuff and like 5 failed archetypes that didn't take off this rotation, and missed opportunity cards, which is kind of the same thing, I guess, but whatever. All that stuff. 1 video per card. I actually thought about doing that a long time ago.
Wait, we don't mind.
God. Yeah, right. You can wait. I actually thought long ago, like 3 or 4 years ago on YouTube, I thought it'd be pretty cool to make a video, like a 3 to 5 minute video, just breaking down every card in Hearthstone, like talking about its strengths, its weaknesses, decks you play it in, like archetypes it fits, even maybe like talking about its artwork. Like literally a 5-minute video on maybe like the lore of the character or something, right? But like every card in the game, do a video on it. I thought that might be a content idea. Thank God I didn't start that though, because that would have killed me. I would have actually died. Is the core set out? It's revealed, but we won't play it until rotation, which is when the next expansion comes out, I guess. With upwards of 200 cards rotating, even though most were beyond useless, the deck diversity will surely go down. No, we're getting a bunch of new cards rotating in. I mean, we're losing like 100 from the switch to core from classic and basic. I mean, naturally we're losing some from rotation as well, because we're going from a 6 expansion set down to a 4 expansion set. So I mean, clearly that happens, but no, it's actually, I think it will help almost. We're losing a lot of like deck defining archetypes, like Savage Roar's gone. So suddenly, what does that mean for like token druids, Those sorts of things. Frostbolt's gone. Can burn mages and burst mages exist? I think we'll actually see more diversity. I mean, I guess maybe there's 2 kinds of diversity. There's diversity within a system and there's diversity across systems. I guess I'm saying we'll see more diversity across systems. In other words, like there will be new decks and new archetypes that spring up between now and then. If you're asking within the system, will there be less diversity? In other words, like right now we have 20 tier 2 decks. Will there only be 7 tier 2 decks in the new system? That's possible, I guess. Within the system, there could be less diversity, yeah. Within that meta. If that's indeed what you mean. But I think across the metas, there will be as much or more diversity. If that makes sense. Carlos Cruz through 31 months, man. Yeah, Boulder Fist and Silverback Patriarch are definitely the most impactful rotating cards. Memes matter, folks. Memes matter. All right, guys, I'm going to go. I'm going to call it there. I'm going to go finish this other review video, so check out YouTube later if you want to see my thoughts on all the other new cards. I did the legendaries earlier today. Next, it's going to be the other new cards like this guy and this guy. And then tomorrow morning, I will put out thoughts on rebalanced cards. You all just heard them today, so it may not be that exciting, but basically buffed cards like Lord Jaraxxus, and kind of review how impactful I think Jaraxxus will be. That'll be a little bit quicker. We'll burn through those, but still want to speak to those cards specifically. So anyway, sorry for the slightly shorter stream here today, guys. I just wanted to get in and talk about the cards in between all this other YouTube stuff. Oops, sorry. So thanks for stopping by and hanging out, and we'll be back soon. And thanks to the bits and follows and subs and all that cool stuff. Let me find you guys a quick raid before we go. Who wants a raid? Who's the tiny little streamer who wants a raid? Let's see who's good. Who's a good choice here? Nobody has
But I was going
cameras.
to watch you while I got my fishing to 300.
You can. I have a YouTube channel. Here, I like this guy, the Wheel of Doom. You can go right over to YouTube. Keep watching. Make sure you click on all the advertisements. No, don't actually do that. You'll get me in trouble. All right. So here's a raid, guys. I found a good. This looks like a good one. Venga Dragon. Of course, I never watched them before in my life, so enter at your own risk. But should be fun. Be nice. Drop some follows and support on these other streamers. They definitely love it when you guys raid, and it helps them a ton. Hit like affiliate status on Twitch, and of course, encourage and motivate them as well. So be nice, and I'll see you guys soon. Check out YouTube later for more card reviews. Love you all a ton. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for your thoughts. Lots of cool assessments and analysis from you guys. Always appreciate it. And thanks for watching. And until next time, game.